Once Upon a Time. This is Season 7, Episode 3 of Once Upon a Time. Its title is The Garden of Forking Paths. Let's do it. How did she expect Henry to be there before her? She got on a motorcycle. He can't run that fast. Tiana! That kid has handwriting that's too good.
What is it? Is that from Lucy?
If it's from Lucy, I need to learn how to write from her. Tiana, hug your friend later. You're late for work. Come on, priorities. You need jobs.
So I'm research guy.
You're Willow.
I'm the leader of the resistance that was formed to
Oh,
overthrow your
Skynet?
father.
We fighting Skynet?
She took your home, and now she is going to take all of our homes, the entire kingdom.
She's gonna gentrify the entire kingdom.
Come on. What is that? It's faster than any horse.
You both of your skirts are gonna get sucked into that.
Your shoe. It's for a friend. So he knows to find me.
Why don't you just wait for him?
I need help. The community garden's in trouble. I had a nickel for every...
And I naturally came to the bartender to help.
Yes. Henry,
Hey,
what are you doing here?
Don't you have a job? I mean, you never went to school, now you don't go to work?
Hyperion Heights Building Code.
And you just had that in arm's reach under the bar?
So how do we do that? Petition. Get enough people to sign in.
Yeah, you know, you can't do that instantly, right?
who's the leader of the people?
Yes. I'm a regular queen.
True. Oh, okay, now they look cool. Cooler outfits.
This is Jeremiah, one of the truest believers in our cause. He made
So he's probably gonna die, right?
You lived with her. Do you know what that is? No.
Liar.
Can't be good.
Regina's like, I had to change clothes real quick. I mean, this is much more practical to walk around in.
This is my mother.
She just looks good for her age.
It would have happened sooner, but I had a few kinks in my locator spell I need to work through, so...
But first you did magic to get clothes, then you looked for her after, right?
Don't tell me. This is your father?
It ain't my daddy.
There you are.
And here you are.
In a bar. Whatever. You know, if Ronnie's worried about her bar getting taken, maybe she should quit letting kids walk in at midday.
What, you think there's something buried down there?
There's only one way to find out.
We could repeat that story arc from season 1.
It's just like when you let Archie into the storybook mines.
See? They dug like half a foot down and there's a giant hole. Like, how could people walk on that without breaking it before? You couldn't plant any plants there. If you tried to dig like half an inch down, you would have hit that.
Lucy!
You stupid kid! Why were they even allowing you on the construction site?
Name's Detective Rogers.
He uses that hand an awful lot if it's supposed to be fake.
Why is it so hard for you to believe the truth? That me and my mom are your real family.
Because
Just take a DNA test already.
Thanks so much for all your support. The Gardens and I thank you.
The gardens can't thank anyone, they're gardens.
I'll join you if you'll have me.
I guess we can use all the help we can muster.
Oh, they hitting on each other, I could tell.
Alright. We have a big day tomorrow. We need to get some rest.
Yeah, sure.
It's midday, but I guess we'll go to bed, okay? No construction workers saw them go down there and followed them.
Yes! There is! I knew it! Look!
It's just a heroin needle, honey. They have a big old fancy house, and all they have is one unmanned wooden gate protecting it.
Will there never be a time where I've suffered enough for what I did?
What'd you do? Intrigue. Is it the other sister?
I don't understand. She's perfectly preserved.
Creepy.
What if one of these crappy condos were yours?
Throw in a puppy and we'll talk.
Found the petition.
That's a sweet lighter. Just give her the lighter and we'll do it. Dude, she gave you the lighter. Just keep the lighter and run. Haha, you have no integrity. Think of it this way. By burning the petitions, you're giving all of those construction workers jobs, and people get to have homes. You monster. Oh yeah, Lucy saw it happen. You're horrible.
Lucy, I know this is hard for you to understand.
I'm a pyromaniac, honey. How come no one can be honest on this show? Like, she can't just be like, oh, look, I accidentally probably killed my sister chick. My stepmom wants your heart. Can we all just work together to stop her? But no, she's like, no, I'm gonna sit above you and cry all night. Oh, she's gonna kill that sweet old man. What did I say? I said he was gonna die.
You don't want to do that.
Virginia's gonna slap you.
But I couldn't. I just couldn't.
He's too pretty, but this old man I can kill.
What the hell is this about anyway?
It's Once Upon a Time. Just assume she accidentally killed someone. That old man can just sleep through people talking right over him.
I know that some of you have already signed this once today.
But I lost it!
Well, I need you to sign it again.
For reasons.
I'm sorry.
Dropped it in a puddle.
And I put this defenseless little garden at risk.
This garden is kind of lame. Why do you want it? You know, y'all can't be on an active construction site. Where are the cops?
And when you're done, start planting.
It'll get torn up, you know, tomorrow when the construction crew comes back, but whatever.
My stepsister, Anastasia, died when she was 14 years old.
What did you do?
You got a lot of writing to do.
Right. Your story about the garden.
It's gonna be a really boring story. Oh shoot, you got some headstones. Awkward. There's no dates on those headstones though. What's up with that?
Come into the light so that I can see you.
Who is it? What? Who are you? Your edges are showing, girl.
Bring her back. And are you ready for what that means?
She might be an actual zombie.
Nothing frightens me.
Not even zombies?
She needs to surrender her belief willingly.
Like that other season of the show.
And the question is, who is the actual prisoner?
The one with the chain on it. It's you.
Then you'll have to deal with me.
Who are you? Okay. This episode was weird. Kind of boring, honestly. It starts off right after the point where Cinderella was at the ball and gets in the fight, and her and Henry sword fight, and he's like, oh, take my motorcycle and meet me at that overturned carriage. She gets there, there's some guards that are apparently already waiting there for her, and then Tiana and her beat him up, and Tiana's like, I'm a leader of a resistance, come with me, and she's like, okay, sure. Then it cuts to the present, and Jacinda and Tiana are at their apartment. Jacinda's looking at letters from Lucy, because apparently her and Lucy have been, like, putting letters in that big well to kind of be sneaky. Then we see that Henry's going to meet with Ronnie and Hook. I can't remember his name in the real world, but I also don't care. He's Hook. They go to talk over their big secret plan to just snoop around and figure out what to do with Belfry. Ronnie says there was some dude in there who's like some building company type guy. He gets drunk and talks about some deal he's making with Belfry, so they're like, oh, she might be bribing people. Let's follow him around. Then we see that Jacinda's going to the well to leave another letter, and then evil Belfry chick shows up and is like, hey, get out of here. We're tearing all this down. Jacinda's all like, oh, you're evil. I'm gonna stop you. But in the real world, things get built. Lots get plowed over and condos go up. Calm down, Jacinda. You ain't no hero. Plus, that community garden was awful. It was like the beginning of that movie, Joe's Apartment. It's crap. I mean, seriously, what's more useful? A dirty lot that hobos use as a bathroom and there's heroin needles everywhere, or a condo? Then we go back to Hook, and he is going to do some stakeout following this dude that apparently Belfry is bribing. He's at the police department, and he's printing out a paper to, follow this dude. And then Rumple Dude shows up and is like, hey, what are you doing? He's just being nosy. He wants him to file some evidence, and he's just talking. Hook lies to him and says that he's going to a court date for something, but Rumple knows something's up, so he's going to follow him. Then we cut to Jacinda, who's going to Ronnie's bar to vent about how the garden's being torn up. Ronnie's like, oh, that must be what that bribe was about. I got an idea. Let's fight them with the law. And then she just pulls out this book of building codes that she just happens to have right under the bar in case she needs it at a moment's notice. She's like, well, looking at this, we can make a petition to get her to stop it. I don't really get what that's going to do when they're already, out there with forklifts tearing things up, but that's their plan, petition. Then we cut back to Flashback, and Cinderella and Tiana are at the resistance camp. Tiana brings out this old dude. She's like, hey, look at this old dude made you shoes. He's like the truest believer in this situation. And he's like a great guy willing to die for the cause. This will be meaningful later. The guy gives her shoes, and then he leaves, and then Tiana's like, hey, we got some intel or something about this weird box thing. Do you know what this is? Cinderella looks at it and is like, nope, nothing, I don't know, nothing, I don't know what that is. You kind of showed your hand a little bit, but good thing Tiana didn't notice. While they're talking, Henry shows up with Regina and Hook, and they're like, hey, we don't know what you're doing, but we're ready to fight with you. They all get introduced, and then Tiana's like, wait a minute, Regina, you got magic? Because we could use that. So Regina's got magic, I guess, now, but it's not, like, super great magic. Maybe that's why she's not wearing her super fancy ball dress out there. Then we cut back to Henry in Ronnie's bar, and Lucy walks in. It's midday, and a child is walking into a bar. No one sees a problem with this? First of all, this better be a weekend, because why is this kid not in school? Second of all, it's a bar. At least in Storybrooke, Granny's was a diner, and they could excuse why Henry was there all the time. Anyway, Lucy's like, look at this, there's a petition. My mom's gonna start this because she's starting to fight and she's a hero and she's starting to believe. Henry's like, okay, sure, whatever. Quit following me around, kid. Lucy's like, also, I'm thinking there's something buried under the garden, so I'm gonna go check that out. So then they both decide to go walk to the garden, which, again, makes no sense because I used to do construction. You don't just let people wander around. There's like giant heavy machinery, but they're like, sure, let's bring this child out here. And then Lucy kind of recaps that whole episode from season 1 about, hey, Henry, remember season 1? You went underground. While she's talking, surprise, surprise, some of the equipment uncovers a giant hole in the ground. And again, this was like a big deal. Like, everyone on the construction site, like, all turned and was like, oh my gosh, we've uncovered a hole. But amidst all that, they allow a tiny child and a guy to just go dive into the hole, and no one follows them. Then we cut to Hook, who probably after like 15 minutes of following this building code guy, walks into a restaurant and just shows his hand and is like, hey, I'm a cop. I know you talked to Belfry. Look, you have money. I'm arresting you. He moves from stakeout to moving in for the kill very quickly. Then we cut back to underground with Henry and Lucy's like, look at, obviously there's gonna be magic down here. She's also like, hey, did you ever find your dead family? No, I bet you didn't, because they ain't dead. They ain't in a cemetery. You're stupid, Henry. Then we get a little quick cut to see that Jacinda is out on the sidewalk getting tons of signatures on her petition. Then we cut back in time to the Resistance, and Tiana's telling them all their, like, plan of attack. Also, side note, Hook seems a little into Tiana. But Cinderella seems all distant and like something's bothering her, but she's not telling anyone. Then we see later that night she sneaks out while everyone's asleep. Then we go back down to underground with Henry and Lucy, and then Lucy finds a piece of the glass slipper, and she's like super stoked, and she's like, look, I gotta show my mom. It'll prove everything to her, and she'll remember who she is, and everything's gonna be great. Henry's like, hey kid, you found trash. You found garbage. Then we cut to back in time, and Jacinda has gone back to Lady Tremaine's place, and she tries to sneak in, but Lady Tremaine knows she was coming, because I don't know, she probably planted information, because she said that, that box or coffin would lure her there. She gets in, Lady Tremaine admits, like, oh yeah, I did kill your dad because of you, and, I just don't like you too much. And we learned that Cinderella, like every other character on the show, accidentally is to blame for someone's death. In this case, it is her stepsister, and she's in the coffin, and Lady Tremaine is like, look at me, I preserved her. I need a really cool heart, like a really believer-y type heart. Someone who believes is what I'm getting at. Needs to be a good person, an innocent person, like that Henry fellow. She puts some magic on Cinderella's hand and is like, go get me his heart, or if you don't, I'll just kill the whole Resistance. So, it's up to you. Then we cut to the present, and Jacinda is still getting signatures on her petition. She's got tons of them. Belfry shows up and is like, hey, if you burn up that petition, I'll let you live in one of the condos with Lucy. Jacinda's like, yeah, that seems way easier than all of these signatures, so sure. And she catches all the signatures on fire. And of course, Lucy just happens to be walking up and sees it and is like, look, Mom, if you ain't even gonna be a hero, I don't even want to be with you. Then we jump to Hook coming back to the police station, and the dude that he was following and arrested is there with Rumple dude. Rumple's just letting that guy go and is like, look, Hooks, you're stupid. He's like, that dude works for Belfry. We have to finesse this situation. So now whenever she calls him, he's going to call me. Just leave it to the big kids, all right? And then Hook looks all defeated like, oh, I had a plan and it didn't work out. Then we cut back to the past, and Cinderella is showing up at the Resistance camp again. She walks up to Henry and she's getting ready to pull his heart out, but then she's like, can't do it, and she cries a little bit. Then she goes over to that nice old dude that makes shoes, and she's getting ready to take his heart out, but Regina stops her. But here's what I find a little funny. Regina said that she watched her leave and is pretty sure she knew where she went. But then Regina doesn't stop her when she's about to take Henry's heart. She stops her when she's about to take the old dude's heart. Was she just wanting to see how it would play out with Henry? Or does she like that old man more than she likes Henry? This whole wait-and-see approach is a little odd to me. Anyway, Cinderella tells Regina that Lady Tremaine wants Henry's heart. And then she's like, hey, I was going to give her this dude's heart. He believes in stuff. Plus, it's like he would give his life for this cause. Isn't that the same thing? Regina's like, okay, first of all, if you can't tell that that's a bad thing, that's a little worrisome, considering I'm the evil queen and I know that's wrong. Regina takes her hand and just takes her magic away like, bad kid, give me your magic. Regina tells her that they can all work together and figure this out, and Cinderella's like, no, I'm sorry, I'm out. And then she just leaves. Then we cut to present time. Jacinda's in Ronnie's bar, day drinking because she's upset. She bemoans the fact that she's no big hero and Lucy wants her to be one and she doesn't know how and blah blah blah. Ronnie just ends up giving her like a pep talk and getting her in the fighting spirit. Then Henry's walking down the street, runs into Lucy, and Lucy's all sad because her mom's not a hero. But then they see some commotion going on at the community garden. They walk over there. Jacinda's giving some big speech to a crowd full of people. She's like, I know you guys signed this earlier, but I'm going to need you to sign it again because I let myself down. That does not explain to them where their signatures went. But then she talks about how the garden needs them and that you gotta believe, and her kid believed, and now they gotta fight and believe and sign things and believe and plant things and believe. First of all, that's not how building codes work. Y'all are trespassing right now. Get out of the garden. You're gonna plant stuff, it's gonna get towed up tomorrow. Whatever. Then we cut back in time again. Cinderella is getting ready to leave because she feels really bad about the whole almost killing Henry and an innocent old guy thing. Regina goes to stop her and is like, hey, you can't run away. People will forgive you for, attempted murder. Heck, I've done that a lot and people seem to forget all about it. Cinderella's like, y'all just need to go, get someplace safe, keep Henry safe. I'm dangerous to be around. But then she says, oh yeah, and also my stepsister died at 14 and Lady Tremaine blamed my father, but it was really my fault. So Regina's like, okay, girl, clearly what I'm picking up is you just need to forgive yourself. She's like, you're doing all this stuff to punish yourself, but if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love someone else? Can I get an amen? She does not go full RuPaul's Drag Race there, but she might as well have. Then Regina walks back towards the Resistance, and they're all, ready to go. And she's figuring, oh, I'm going to have to lie for Cinderella not being here. But she shows up and is like, hey, I'm ready to go. Also, my name is Ella. I like myself now after that small pep talk. She also says, hey, we can't attack Lady Tremaine because it's a trap. And they're like, how do you know? And Regina lies for her again and says that she used magic to find that out. So they decide to just pack up and keep moving. And Cinderella's like, that's good, Henry, because we'll have some time to talk. She's got some stories, Henry. Buckle up. Then we cut back to right after the big garden speech petition thing. Henry's walking with Jacinda and Lucy, and they look like some cute little family unit, but then Henry's like, okay, well, I gotta go write stuff. I'm gonna go. See you later. Awkward. Do we hug? I don't know. Lucy runs up to him and gives him that little piece of the glass slipper and is like, hey, my mom don't need this anymore, but she's already becoming the hero she needs to be. You need this because the prince should have it so he can find her again, and you gotta realize that your family's right in front of you. You gotta believe and hope and believe. He looks at them and is like, oh, they're adorable. Too bad my family burned to death. Like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. I really wish they were my family. What? Maybe they are. Let's question things. So then he's feeling all good about himself and walking down the street, but then all of a sudden he stumbles on a cemetery and then finds the headstones of his imaginary family. And he's like, whoa, I don't know what to believe now. It is very odd. They both have giant headstones with no dates on them, but whatever. Then the ending's kind of weird to me because Lady Tremaine has some guys load the coffin onto some weird thing. She wheels it into a place, takes a freight elevator up to the top. There's some chick chained up in the room. She tells the chained up chick that she dug up the coffin of her daughter and that she's going to bring her back to life. And the chick's like, that's kind of scary. Are you afraid? And Lady Tremaine's like, I ain't afraid of nothing. And the chick's like, it's going to be a zombie. You should be a little afraid. And then it gets kind of confusing because they talk about hearts. But then Lady Tremaine's like, I don't need Lucy or Henry's heart. I need Lucy's belief to be surrendered willingly. So I don't know if she's trying to crush her spirit. I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't exactly know what she's wanting to do with this chained up lady. But the lady's like, look, I'm not going to help you. Lady Tremaine tells her that she's her prisoner. But then the lady's like, hey, we're both shackled in our own ways. I mean, who's really a prisoner anyway? Then the chick tells Lady Tremaine, look, even if you get everything you want, you're going to have to deal with me. And then credits. But who is this chick? What's going on? Anyway, I'm sorry I've been late, guys. I mentioned in some other videos that there's been some really crazy stuff going on. I wanted to get this video up right now, though, because tomorrow I got called into work the Once Upon a Time convention in Burbank. I'm still going to be behind when I go to this, so I'm probably going to get spoiled on something. But I just wanted to also put the word out. If any of you guys are in SoCal and going to the Once Upon a Time convention, drop by. I'll be around. I should be around both days. I will definitely be around Saturday evening. Come say hi. And as always, if I forgot anything or left anything out, if you guys want to talk about anything, drop a comment. Don't forget to do the things, rate, comment, subscribe. I will catch you guys later. Until next time.